Starting to see pictures now, ain't you? Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, and thank you for tuning back into St. Andrew TV, a cure for your Monday blues. I am your host, Andrew, and today we are doing another installment of Hollywood Western wardrobes. A lot of people were really infatuated by the first installment, and I actually had this one planned because we couldn't do this one without the previous one, as this outfit was heavily inspired by Colonel Douglas Mortimer from A Few Dollars More. This is, of course, the outfit of Major Marquis Warren in The Hateful Eight as portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson. I do believe I also read an article where the costume designer for The Hateful Eight said the whole idea behind the Major's outfit was Lee Van Cleef's character in A Few Dollars More. And that aesthetic, of course, is the sophisticated silver fox that served in the Civil War, but has a deadly resolve. So let's get into the outfit of Major Marquis Warren. Like I said in the introduction, I could not do this video without doing the one prior because it is essentially, with a few more parts, the same outfit, just with a little bit more of a twist to it. So we're going to do the normal song and dance, start with the hat and end with the boots and do everything in between. So the hat is a 4.5-inch telescopic crown that is outfitted with an 1.5-inch grosgrain ribbon and a 4-inch natural edged brim. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again because I'm extremely proud of it, but I actually tracked down the makers of the hat in the Hateful Eight, and that is Baron Hats in Los Angeles, and they actually have this one on file, and I do believe that the one that they have photographed on their website that is displaying it for people to maybe purchase, that is the one that they sent me. That photo was taken and sent to my email, and that is the one that is on my head currently. So long story short, this is an exact replica of the one that you see Samuel L. Jackson's character wear in The Hateful Eight. Same hatter, and it's the exact same design that Quentin Tarantino sent in when he was getting the costumes ready, or I guess his costume designer. And you can see it's eerily similar to the hat that Douglas Mortimer wears in the film For a Few Dollars More. The only difference is this one has a razor sharp flat brim. We talked about it briefly in the last episode of Hollywood Western Wardrobe, but this is a ulster coat or a greatcoat that is single-breasted, and it is meant to be a federal greatcoat. The Major served in the Civil War, so it is navy in color, but it does have the customization of the yellow accents. Now these coats are extremely long. They go down to about the back of my knees, and with it being wool, it is extremely warm. The only thing that I cannot find much information on are the 4 modified leather braids that come off the cape portion of this coat. If anybody has any idea what these could be used for or what the purpose of these 4 leather braids are, please let me know down in the comments, because I looked for 20-30 minutes typing in all sorts of things into Google and could not find anything of why these exist. Now you can see it very briefly in the film, but the Major actually has a suit coat or a frock coat underneath of his long ulster or greatcoat that he is donning. It is a classic single-breasted 2-button design, and I can't imagine it goes too much further down the backside, probably to the top of the thigh. It's similar to Douglas Mortimer if you watch that film. But as you can see, it is black because it goes with the trousers. I'm assuming it's a full suit, and we will get to the trousers here in a moment. But first, we will go on to the vest, which is a single-breasted and has a paisley design. The only difference that I have with mine that I'm wearing and the one that Samuel L. Jackson wears is his is more of a U-cut design and mine is more of a V, but it is the exact same pattern. The only difference is how the neck is cut, and it is also black in color. Now, moving on to the shirt, it is confirmed that it is a white shirt, and it is a collared shirt that buttons all the way up. It is not an overthrow shirt like we have recently discussed. However, I always try to go with eggshell or more of a cream colored white shirt because it shows wear. And obviously when you are out in the wild frontier, such as the movie set in Wyoming or Wyoming territory, depending on the concrete year that they're trying to portray, you're not going to have a lot of access to clean clothes. And I always try to go to the more eggshell or maybe wear your shirt a couple times. Don't do anything major in it, but just make sure that it gets a little bit more worn. Maybe the sweat builds up on the sleeves and on the collar. It gives you more of an authentic feel that it is period correct. Now, the tie he wears in the movie is just a solid red traditional tie. The only difference mine is it has a jacquard design on it, and it is not, just a solid color. But it is just a traditional knot, traditional tie, very simple and very easy to replicate. Actually, it's easier to replicate the real one than what I did because this one actually has a pattern on it. This one does come decorated with a tie tack. He wears a tie tack in the movie. I do believe the only difference is his is diamond studded. Now we'll get into the gloves, and this is actually the first outfit that I've actually worn gloves with. And I bet you've noticed, since they're white in color, that if you tied my hands behind my back, I wouldn't be able to speak. But in this outfit, these are white Civil War era gauntlets. They are elbow long and they have very, very wide cuffs. They are meant to resemble what soldiers would have worn during the Civil War. They were federally issued and they were meant to be worn while riding. So it makes a lot of sense, means the Major was a Civil War veteran, that these would be issued to him, and he could probably serve this purpose. Means they're warm leather gloves, and you're up in the Rocky Mountains, it's cold. The trousers themselves are pretty self-explanatory. They have the one back pocket. They are just black trousers that probably went along with his frock coat. It was probably a full suit. That's my assumption, probably a pretty safe assumption at that. And they are held up by black elastic suspenders. One thing I do like to note about period era corrects is the fly is actually not a zipper, but it is more buttons. So that is interesting to note if you were looking for historically accurate trousers. Now, these are the boots. These are called cavalry boots, and they are wildly tall. They are 21 inches in the front and 18 inches in the back. And the pants are tucked into them as seen in the film The Hateful Eight. These were common military boots. It is a traditional black color and they come with a rounded toe like the ones that you see in film. Now we will move on to accessories. The silver pocket watch is the first one that I actually don't have on that you can see in film, where it goes up through one of his buttons. It's just a silver pocket watch with a silver chain. The tool belt that he wears in film is just a standard black strong side holster with a cross straw right up here in front. There's nothing too much to unpack. But the pistols he is carrying in said tool belt are two Colt single action armies, like these guys right here. And the final accessory that is being worn is the charcoal or pepper look 7.5 foot scarf. It is made out of wool. And the reason why it's that long, it's meant to go around your neck and wrap to cover your face and neck, because if you're wearing a scarf, it's probably cold outside. And in the movie, they're caught in the middle of a blizzard. So it would make a lot of sense to have a long scarf. The final thing that is optional, because it cannot be worn, but it does accent the outfit quite nicely, is right here, I have a letter from Abraham Lincoln. It reads, "Dear St. Andrew, I hope you have grown up a bit since our last conversation. You are on the wrong side of 30 and would only expect that you would start acting like it. Anyway, I suspect a congratulations is in order. The climb to 50,000 subscribers is no easy task, but I wish you would keep your dick jokes to a respectable amount. Anyway, General Grant just knocked on the door. He brought the strong stuff because you make me want to drink. Signed, Abraham Lincoln. That's actually what it says. That wasn't me just paraphrasing or doing my improvisational skills. It actually says that. I wrote that in beautiful cursive that I haven't done in probably 20 years. Anyway, this is the entire ensemble of Major Marquis Warren in the Hateful Eight, portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson. I personally love the outfit that Major Marquis wears, mainly because it has a influence from old westerns, and it has a modern touch to it with the contrast of colors, and not to mention, it is my most complete outfit that I have. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed today's video, or leave me a comment stating what you liked, or tell me who I should dress as next. I have a Patreon that should be showing up at the bottom of the screen here, or if you'd like to go down to the description, it is linked there too. If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to continue to support it, feel free to leave a donation via Patreon. I don't take sponsorships or ads on these videos because I don't want any external forces influencing my content. But that is not to say to feel any obligation to donate to the Patreon, only if your means allow you to do so. The content on YouTube will forever remain free. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed as of late, but for those of you who have come across this video or this channel, maybe because you like Western content, or maybe you just wanted to see another wardrobe video and see how you could dress to impress. Or maybe you're thinking, wow, what a waste of money. He lives in Arizona and half of that stuff wouldn't make a whole lot of sense in 100-degree weather. You'd be absolutely correct. Also, think about hitting that subscribe button because you're a daisy if you do.